7 reasons not to move to Plymouth, Michigan. So this video actually came from a client that was watching some of my Plymouth content and loved it, but felt that I was way too upbeat about Plymouth specifically. So she had challenged me to do reasons not to move to Plymouth, which is totally against my grain because I am generally speaking a positive person and I love that town. But challenge accepted. If this is your first time here, my name is Mike Perna. I'm a local real estate agent in Metro Detroit. I'd be honored to get the call from you and your family to help you find your next home or sell your current one if you're moving here in Metro Detroit. Number 1, it's expensive to buy a home here, like really expensive. This is one of the 3 most expensive cities on the west side of Detroit, Nova and Northville kind of topping and being the other 2. With a median home value of $467,000, it ain't cheap considering the Michigan home value is just a hair under $300,000. So let's put that into dollars and cents. Looking at other cities where there's a little more bang for the buck like Livonia or Canton or South Lyon, a $300K home with 20% down will run you about $1,605 a month without taxes or insurance. In Plymouth, at the average, that's $2,499 a month or $900 more per month or $10,000 more per year. Number 2, the taxes are really high, like really high. So there are 2 different tax rates. There's one for the township and there's one for the city. At the average sales price of $467,000, your taxes for the township will be roughly $7,600 per year or a hair north of $10,000 per year if you're living in the city, or $650 to $900 per month in just property taxes. Number 3, and this is more of like a 3-bear situation. For a lot of people in Plymouth, it's too hot or too cold, but for others, the downtown is just right. So if you're moving here from somewhere like a Chicago or New York or any kind of a bigger city, it's gonna seem like super awfully quiet. Like everything except restaurants closes about 9 o'clock and it is the quintessential small town. Even then, restaurants aren't open that late, even on the weekend. Downtown Detroit or Ann Arbor might serve you better if you're looking for that bigger town experience. Birmingham's also gonna feel a little more at home with a little bit more of a happening nightlife. Though if you really like that small town feel and you really want to, as my dad would say, spread out and have some real land under you, Plymouth is also going to feel a little too busy with all the fairs and the festivals and events and the lots that run anywhere from like 0.15 acre to 0.7 acres depending on what part of the township or city you're in. Looking for a sleepy but community feel? Plymouth 100% checks that box for you. That's the right fit. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. Number 4, the train tracks. And if you know, you know. When I'm heading to an appointment with a seller or showing homes in Plymouth, I always allow extra time because those train tracks can back me up a good 10, 15, and sometimes 20 minutes. And I always want to account for it because my luck means that I'm always going to get stopped by them. Part of the claim to fame for Plymouth was having the first rail in the area. But to be fair, I just feel like it's played out now. They're just more of a nuisance and more of an annoyance. And like, you always hit them right when you're in a rush to get to somewhere. It's just the way life works. Number 5, the commutes. Plymouth has an easy commute to the airport, about 20 minutes or so, but you're starting to creep up to over 30 if you're going downtown for work or if you're working out of Ann Arbor. And worse, if you're working in the proving grounds of Milford, that's 45 minutes each way. And the way construction is going, a little bit longer. Now to the Warren Tech Center, you're easy over an hour each way every day. And if you've got commute times like that you like to cut, Milford should be on the radar if you're working at the proving grounds, but also if you're working more out of the tech center, Rochester Hills, Shelby, Utica, and Troy would probably be a little bit better considerations in about the same price range, but half the commute or less from Plymouth. Number 6, it's pretty flat. Like, I know it sounds like a weird one to say, and that's more of a complaint about all of Southeast Michigan, I think. Like, Mount Brighton has been spruced up since it was picked up by Vail, but to be real, it's still just a garbage pile. Like, that's all Mount Brighton really is. Like, the good skiing is at least 4 hours away to start with, and there's some reasonable hiking close by, but good hiking is also a distance to drive, like 2 hours minimum to get to a reasonable trail. Now, there's some good lakes up by Commerce and Walled Lake to put a boat in, but you'll have to live on one if it's a private lake if you want to have a boat there all summer, or if it's a public lake, you gotta pay somebody to use their dock. Not necessarily the most ideal situation. Plymouth does not have an all-sports lake for that lake life anywhere in this area. I mean, 20 minutes minimum to get to water. Number 7. Okay, so I don't really have a number 7 at all, and I really tried to find more things I didn't like. I really wanted to do a 10 things I didn't like about Plymouth video, but other than the usual, just run-of-the-mill, lots of traffic, everything in life is too expensive, I really couldn't find anything else. But I want to know, what do you most definitely not like about Plymouth or the surrounding areas, or just Michigan in general? My name is Mike Perna, local real estate agent. If you're looking for a home, make us your first call. We'd be honored to get it, and we've got your back when you're looking for real estate or looking to sell a home. In addition to that, don't forget to subscribe because we drop new videos each and every week about everything happening in and around Metro Detroit and the areas that we love. Thank you again. See you on the next video.